This is episode 4. Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Football Talk. So this episode is going to be a bit special because I have a little guest with me and my co-founder buddy who was supposed to be part of this entire structure. Now he's back, and just in a short while I'll invite him to talk about this episode. They're just money grabbers. They're only here to destroy the essence of football in Europe. Why are we not part of it? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. So, these were a few words that were used by everyone around us just to explain what the European Super League is. So this episode is going to be about how me and my friend having a very pro ideology of the European Super League and why we have taken this stance. We will discuss a little bit in detail if you have time to look into it and talk about what positivities that we can get from this. So guys, I'm introducing my dear friend Zouahib and a very, very much co-founder of the Crazy Football Talk. Sorry, he was not available in the few other episodes because he was just not well. Now he's back.
I wasn't well, yeah.
And we welcome him back, and his point of view is very much important. We both share the love of football very, very much. We both support different teams. He supports Madrid and I support Barca. But we love each other because of football. So let's get to the topic that this video is purposely made for. The first thing that I want to ask is, Zouahib, there's so much happening in Europe right now. It's going crazy. There is practically 95% people against the idea that we're going to talk about, the European Super League. But me and you are for it. What is your point of view on this? Could you care to elaborate, please?
Mamoon, let's face facts first of all. First of all, thank you for having me over. Secondly, let's face facts. Football used to be a lot more exciting, say around 10, 12 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. People have had chances to, improve the leagues overall. And I think there has been a slump. As you can see, the 12 teams that have signed on are the top six leagues from the English side, from English Premier League, which have always been in the top 6. Go on the Spanish side, it's a 3-horse race that has always been the case. Atletico, Barcelona, Real, and they are there in the top 3. And then go to the Italian clubs which have joined are AC Milan, Intermilan, and Juventus. My point, what I'm trying to make is it's the best of the best playing each other. And my serious thoughts on this is this could be something phenomenal for the fans because you get to see world-class matches every week rather than waiting for months at an end and having the Champions League come to a point where it gets very, very exciting. Let's hear your thoughts on it and we'll take it forward from there.
So, for the past 2-3 days, I've been trying to get as much information as I can. Been talking to every side and every corner of people that are football fans, following the particular clubs that have joined this league, clubs who were not invited to join this league also. I've been talking to everyone. So from what I've been able to gather is among my friend Luke and the people that I've been talking to, it's a very 50-50. But if you go into the polls and everything, the polls are, very much inclined towards 75% to 80% against the idea of a Super League and 25% to 30% for it. Now, when I heard the concept of a Super League, I've been hearing this for the past 2-3 years, that something like this is going to happen. Top clubs are in talks about bringing this up and how are they going to adjust with UEFA current situation, meaning the league, their own league structures and the UEFA Champions League structures and the Europa. How are they going to adjust to everything? when it was officially launched and they were planning on, they told UEFA that we're going to go and start doing this. It was an uproar, and to this uproar, the only answer that I could come up with is, we are going to get more exciting football. We are going to get more exciting football. The same thing, like you were saying.
That is the main point.
We are not going to have those. Listen, I am one of those people who is sitting all the way abroad. I'm viewing from television. I do not have the capacity of flying all the way in to watch a live match. But if I am seeing a broadcasted match, I would want to watch something which is exciting. I don't want to watch a small team versus a larger team. At the end of the day, I'm just going to waste my time and my sleep, because the timeline doesn't really suit me. And everything matters at this moment. And come to think of this, in the past 10 years, let's just take 10 years, okay? All the top teams that have played, the UEFA Champions League, all the finals that have been played by all the top teams. Not a single underdog has come up.
Okay.
I do not believe that PSG is an underdog.
Agreed.
Yes, it's an underdog in UEFA Champions League, but it's not an underdog in an overall structure. It's an expensive club. It's got top class players.
Can I just add a point here?
Yes,
Can
please.
I just add a point here? I think UEFA has dropped the ball on this. Basically, they have been trying to restructure the Champions League as well.
Which they have actually introduced. They have introduced it.
Exactly. But it's too little too late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if they had done this like 2-3 years ago, they want to start this in 2024.
Yes, it's too far away.
So they're taking their sweet time, and the way how quickly the world is moving. Everybody needs something to associate. We've grown up following these clubs, and it brings, I think, this sort of a league will bring a lot more competition, will bring a lot more players, and it'll be a lot more fun to watch. You might find this funny, but I think you know this. Whenever I'm playing Pro Evolution Soccer, this is how my league looks like. I've got 20 of the top teams playing each other every week.
You recommend?
So maybe I called it, yeah. Exactly. So that's how I play my Pro Evolution Soccer. I have my own. I changed the league structure completely, and I have all these top teams fighting against each other every week, and every match is very exciting. This is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. It's going to get very exciting. And those clubs like PSGs and Bayerns of the world, let's face facts again. Bayern is the top club in the Bundesliga, and Bayern
in the world also.
and exactly. But Bayern, what do? They buy off all the competition players. I mean, whenever Dortmund was getting good players, they bought them all off.
Yes.
And then they said we are the best team.
Yes.
Eventually, if you are the best team because you've got the money to do it, and you're doing the same thing,
they've made the league stagnant. They've made the league stagnant, and they're saying that we don't want to be part of this.
My question is Bayern afraid of coming to this league? Is Dortmund afraid of? Is PSG afraid of coming to this league? Because if they come to this league, every match is a do or die match. Every match you can't take it.
Exactly. That's one of
exactly. That's going to be fun.
So
that's
Zouahib,
my point, basically.
My very, very other important question that I would like to put forward to this entire scenario.
Yeah.
Why is there so much negativity that has been created around this? And why do you like this?
Let's take an umbrella outlook on this, right? People are averse to change. People are comfortable in what they do.
Yes.
If you bring in, basically, there's thinking outside of the box, and there's taking the box, kicking it away, and making the whole world your playground. This is what is happening. People might hate this right now. People might be against this right now, but when they see the type of football that's going to be played here, I think minds will change eventually. So I understand the frustration of smaller clubs, because obviously clubs that are, say, in the English Premier League, who are constantly on 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, what can they think about this? they won't get that exposure. So that they want to be a part of it. In my personal opinion, they would, if given the choice, they will want to be a part of it. I mean, I was just reading a comment from Guillaume Balag also. He says that this is going, a person who's always been a Barcelona pro commentator, a Barcelona pro pundit. He was totally for this league, and he was saying that Florentino Perez is the right person to lead it. So it's interesting how different people are coming forward and supporting the league.
Apparently, the voice is that all these clubs who have joined the bandwagon of the Super League are desperate for overcoming their financial debts and their financial situations which has due to COVID. My question to them is,
this was happening before COVID.
That would they be more interested in watching Fulham versus Man U 3 times a week, or would they be more interested in watching Man U play Liverpool, Barca, and Real Madrid? That is my question to them.
I would exactly.
My other very important point that was raised to me is that eventually this league will become stagnant. How can something become stagnant if it's not really started? Give it a try, If it doesn't work out, there's always a branching out situation. But at this moment, if you start judging it too fast, then there's just nothing going to happen. I know people tend to live with their own small little bubble, and when it bursts up, they tend to get disturbed with the idea that things is happening. But like you said, Zouahib, you need to think outside the box. It is a footballing evolution. We are coming out of that stagnant league system. We are trying to create something that could be more exciting, meaning you get to see Messi versus Ronaldo again on a regular basis.
Exactly.
Even though if Juventus sells him off to Man U, at least you still get to see both of them play together.
Exactly. Agreed 200%.
So
another point.
Go ahead.
Go on.
No, go ahead, please.
No, I lost my. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that, in my personal opinion, which I think how it's going to be, there are these 12 teams. They want 15 permanent teams and 5 teams on which will
there's a rotation. 15 is going to be permanent members, and then 5 are going to be on a relegation system. Yeah.
Exactly. So, if I flip the switch and I say I'm a supporter of, say, Newcastle United, or a club, or a second-tier club, or clubs that really want to do well within the league, I understand the frustrations, but I think there is room for improvement everywhere. I mean, you have to sit down on a table and chalk all of this out, how you want to move forward with, rather than just going against what the clubs are saying. And then one thing that I'd like to add, this has been in talks from pre-COVID era. This is not just a COVID thing.
True.
So this is not new.
No.
They have been trying. I mean, it happened with the Premier League. It happens with the current form of Champions League. There was change, obviously. And you see things have happened over the years, and it's got done for the better. The only problem here is that UEFA is not a part of it.
Exactly.
Once you put this under the UEFA banner, what will UEFA do? UEFA will call this the Super Champions League, and then there will be another Champions League for the rest of the.
I think you're coming to a point which I was actually wanted to elaborate. To think of this, if this becomes like a Super Champions League kind of situation, and you have another Champions League, and you need to fill that 36 players with 36 teams void. Don't you think that it would give more Eastern European teams a chance to play in the Champions League?
Exactly.
So wouldn't that be a big
would also give the other
for these teams?
Exactly. More exposure, more teams to play.
More exposures, and
your teams that are coming.
Me and you sitting in Pakistan would never know about Slavia Prague if we had not seen them in UEFA Champions League. Okay, be very frank. I'm being very frank. If I was in Europe, yes, I would have known them. But sitting all the way in Pakistan, and I'm talking about people who are internationally watching these things. Okay, they do not know about teams until they actually end up in UEFA Champions League. Nobody follows leagues. Only 3 or 2 leagues are followed by an individual on a daily basis. You know, only, and if you have to be a bloody die-hard fan to actually follow 10 leagues. Okay? At the end of the day, nobody does that. Everyone follows the league that they want to enjoy their games with, and the rest is all history. You take
They follow their own teams. Let's face facts. Yeah, they follow their own teams.
Friend circle.
Nobody
Man.
follows
How many people talk about
exactly.
other than their own league outside the league, talk about any other league? They don't. But like
we are a bit crazy. We do that a little bit, yeah.
No, I consider myself a football freak like you, so I follow at least 6-7 leagues. So I'm very proud of it. I don't mind doing it because I want to get more knowledge. So this is something that was very interesting by Marca. This was put up by Marca that the club that wins the European Super League could be due close to 400 million euros compared to the 120 million euros that is given out by Champions League winners each year.
Exactly.
So you think that the amount has now actually tripled, okay? Literally tripled, okay? Last, I'm not saying it's about the money. It's about that, you know, with this kind of money that they are getting in, they can actually improve the way of football in the lower tier and develop more games, you know? So my question in all of this to these people who have a very negative thought to it, have you ever thought that if these clubs, the top 15 clubs that are going to be taking part, or those top 20 clubs that are going to be taking part, with the money that they get, they can develop their academies, because they need more players to play in all these 4 formats: the Super League, League, the League, the Cup League. So they would invest all that in academies, meaning more jobs, more academy players, more investment towards development of football itself. So in a larger scale, I think Papa Perez is very much intelligent in scheming this entire thing. I'm sure he did not do it alone.
Exactly.
But he made a very good scheme of this. And he exactly knows that there is a lot of development in football which is being neglected by UEFA and FIFA and on a whole, and this would actually give them the edge.
Yeah,
this is what I believe.
Mamoon, I made a small point to you before this. We were talking about Real Madrid and Barcelona being eternal rivals, right?
Yes.
See the top 3 teams. Tell me the 3 teams that have come from the Spanish league to join the Super League. Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think the El Clasico is for us fans. Behind the curtain, there are, as I said, I don't want to repeat what I said, but they know what they're doing. It's good for business also, and it's good for football. Perez has been saying that the younger lot, they are not as interested in football as they were used to be, because the excitement has gone away, because the considerable difference that is between the teams within the league. So I think this is a much
greater opportunity,
needed step that needs to be taken. Yeah, it's a step that even UEFA was considering. Frankly speaking, they wanted to make the Champions League into a 2-tier program where the bigger teams play each other and the smaller teams, and then they combine into a Grand Champions League. So I think UEFA is late to the game. Let's see how this goes. Hoping.
So, as per the segment that we are ending this part over here about Super League and how this thing has changed the dynamics of European football, and of course the fans that are following it regularly from around the globe, just not Europe itself. If you come up and pick up the statistics, you will not believe this, but I was just doing a random number yesterday, sitting out and evaluating. There are approximately 235 million followers of, let's say, Man U. Okay, 235 million followers of Man U. On a regular basis, if you even pick up the stadium, which is 75,000 people, plus 150,000 who are running, who are actually part of the Man U setup, or the Greater Manchester City. Okay, out of the population of Britain, I exactly don't remember the figure, but even if you pick it out, it only makes 10% of the followers that are actually available in Manchester United. 10%.
Yeah.
Imagine the 90% that these guys are trying to target.
Yeah.
Listen, if I was one of the owners, I have the right to make money because I have to pay these players for their medical bills. I have to pay their salaries. I have to pay for their leisures. I have to pay for them to play. And I need to pay for them to play on regular basis. I don't want them injured with smaller teams, which is a high risk that nobody sees. But this happens when a higher level club goes to a smaller level club, there's a high chance of injury. And your main players are injured. And that makes a big difference when you want to accumulate that amount of funds to run the club. So I feel it's not fair on these clubs that everyone is pointing it out, and their fans who should support them in what at what level they are, at whatever commitment they are showing, they should support them. Instead of going and shouting out like crazy Gary Neville.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm very, very sorry to say I love you, Gary Neville. You were one of my most favorite footballers, and I learned a lot from you when I was playing as right back. But your comments on the Super League were extremely immature. They were just a system of blabber, a system of just going out on a rampant, just calling it out, that something that you were not part of. And I strongly believe that there was something that was missing in this entire.
It was an emotional outburst.
It was an emotional outburst, exactly. So
what is the crazy edge?
What is the crazy edge?
I've got 2 points for the crazy edge. Point number 1. Remember when the FIFA scandal happened?
Yes.
Do you remember, Mamu?
Vaguely.
So the point is, at that time, remember when the US investigators came in and said, we are going to show a red card to the European footballers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think when that happened and this type of corruption started to come on the forefront, it basically, the Europeans kind of lost their edge. That's where the Americans started to seep into FIFA and to UEFA and started taking control of things. I think this is a comeback for them, that they want to take control back. I think this is an angle I was thinking about.
It's okay.
Secondly, the Super League. I think it's a bargaining chip as well. This is the bigger thing, because now they will be sitting on a table. Now they will be talking that they are serious about going for the Super League. And either you make it a part of UEFA, or because UEFA can't let these clubs go. These clubs have the most following in the world, and combine these 12 clubs together,
they make the most revenue for the entire
most of the fans. Exactly. Most of the fans are there. Your fans are gone. Your revenues are gone. Your biggest players are gone. Who do you think UEFA will have to turn to? You think they'll take out players from the grassroots right now, which they haven't been looking after for such a long time? No. That's my point. I think this will be a bargaining chip. They will meet somewhere in the middle. And I think this will be a part of UEFA, call it the UEFA Super League or whatever they want to. I think UEFA will be involved one way or another, because you can't take out these 6 big teams from the Premier League. You can't take out the big 3 from Spanish Premier League. You can't take out the big 3 from the Italian League. And if you take all of them out, and if UEFA chucks them out of all the competition, who do you think the fans are going to follow? Is my question to you. So I think this is a bargaining chip, and I think it's a pushback to the Americanization of football as well, and that's something that I really strongly believe in, because the Europeans want to take control of their football rather than Americans coming in and taking. You've seen the Malcolm Glazers come in, all the Americans who are coming in and buying football clubs front, right, etc. So I think they want to get the control back.
This is quite a point that you've placed, and I'm very sure bringing them on the table is something that they wanted for a very long time, because they were not getting enough out of UEFA. They wanted more exposure, and UEFA was restricting them on a pretext that why are these Americans trying to intrude into our footballing structure? But buddy, tell me something.
Yeah.
Why did you allow the Qataris or the Saudis or the Emiratis with all their oil monies? They also were there to invest in your system or your structure. They were doing a lot for football in UEFA also. So come to think of it, it's either you can have a win-win situation, because at the end of the day, they're doing it. You like it or you don't like it. It's better to be part of this than to be against it. This is what my suggestion is. But my crazy point is for Gary Neville. Dear Gary Neville, in 1992, when you were part of Manchester United and the top teams, they went for a breakaway, you were very much playing the league. You were one of the players who was involved in the breakaway from the EFL. Why didn't you not voice your concern back then? Why are you voicing your concern now? Because you're not part of it? I don't think so. I think it's just frustration that on a larger run, your second tier league that you are running as an owner cannot see that big money that these clubs will actually make at the end of the day. So please stop blabbering about that this thing is going to be a big disaster. You were already part of a disaster that was known as EPL at that time, and still it became famous. Always remember, it's known as English Premier League now, and Manchester United is the top holder with 13 cups, while Liverpool only has 1. Think about it. So this is my edge. It was a pleasure talking to you, man.
I think it was.
As always, it's great to have a discussion with someone who has the same mindset. Of course, I wish you also supported the same club, but at the end of the day, you cannot.
Don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you guys again. Do press the bell button. You'll get all the notifications.